fasten your seatbelts, strap yourselves in. It's time to rocket into the future. Bearing in mind, of course, that to know where we are going, it's critical to understand where we're coming from and what it means. Over the past half century, we've had 4 major waves of business technology. In the 60s and 70s, mainframe computing. In the 1980s, personal computing. In the 1990s, client-server computing, enterprise application integration, the tying together of people, processes, and systems within the 4 walls of the enterprise. And finally, starting in the late 90s and carrying on through today, the biggest wave yet, the internet and the World Wide Web, ubiquitous computing, which now presents such manifestations as cloud computing, mobile commerce, and social media. Each of these waves of business technology has 3 things in common with all of the other waves of business technology. Each has required deployment of a critical mass of its predecessor wave in order for this next wave to achieve rapid growth and broad acceptance. We couldn't have had personal computers if we hadn't had mainframe computers on which to design the circuitry. There's no way the internet and the web would have ever taken off if we hadn't already had millions of personal computers in place and the internal, secure, and robust networks within large organizations to enable people within those organizations to utilize the internet and the web as a business tool. Each wave depends on its predecessors. Each wave introduces new concepts, terminology, opportunities, and concerns. And each wave of business technology has an exponentially greater impact on business and society than its predecessors. Now, 15 years ago, when I was telling corporate executives that this new thing called the World Wide Web was going to be more important to their business than the personal computer or client-server computing, most of them looked at me like I had 3 heads. In retrospect, though, I think it's very clear now that while the internet and the web never could have taken off without those predecessor technologies in place, that it's had a far greater impact on society, on business, and on B2B commerce than those predecessors. Interestingly, there is a 4th characteristic that each wave of business technology has in common with the others. And that is just at the point when each wave is reaching its peak, when the most people are fervently convinced that this latest wave of business technology is the solution to all of their problems, is when the most people fail to recognize that the latest wave is not necessarily the last and final wave of business technology. There is a 5th wave already underway. Like its predecessors, it's waited for development of a critical mass of its predecessors in order to be able to take off. And like its predecessors, when it reaches its peak, it will dwarf them in its impact on business and society. That 5th wave is intelligent systems. And the reason intelligent systems are so important has to do with decision management. Improved decision making is the linchpin to success in business and in life. To accomplish anything, people and organizations must act. But before we can act, we have to decide what action to take, when, and how. Through intelligent decision management, intelligent systems help us make better decisions and can do so faster, more accurately, more flexibly, more consistently, and at lower cost than traditional processes and systems. Now, this is moving way beyond big data. Don't misunderstand me. Big data is fundamentally crucial. It's the foundation for intelligent systems. You need to be doing that well, right now. But big data is primarily retrospective. It's about looking at historical data for trends. And the systems that utilize big data, for the most part, are designed for occasional, low-volume manual use by trained expert statisticians and analysts. Intelligent decision management is forward-looking. It's about continuous, real-time, high-volume operational decisions. And the systems are ones that are designed to be used by current staff without any additional training being required. Implementing decision management means automating at least some decisions. But getting the full benefits of it means automating many decisions. Because if you're going to make the right decision consistently, fast, you can't afford to inject people into the process at every single stage. You can't keep up. You'll see why in a few minutes. So while some decisions can be automated using simple if-then-else program logic, many more decisions can be automated using intelligent systems technologies.